my beautiful Flosstube people, how are you all doing? This is Mieke recording my 5th Flosstube video for you, and I am a bit ashamed to say that it has once again been 2 months since my last update. I'm so sorry guys, I really was planning to make a video sooner and I've been trying to find time in the schedule for the past 3 weeks, but it just didn't happen. Summer is in full swing here in Holland, even though it's raining cats and dogs at the moment. And summer always brings a lot of extra dancing opportunities that I, of course, can't not give into. The weather has been on and off, to be honest. Last year in July we had a heat wave with weeks above 30 degrees Celsius. But this summer so far it's been changing every few days. Right now it's raining pretty hard outside. You may hear some raindrops in the background, I hope you don't mind. But we've also had a few lovely sunny days so far, so let's see how August is gonna be. But no matter the weather, summer is always fun dance-wise. There's festivals, there's concerts, there is parties, and we've been having a lot of fun the last weeks. We kicked off the summer season with a hysterical Hawaiian-themed Latin party at the end of June. And ever since, we've been seeing a lot of dance floors and have put in a lot of extra dancing hours. There was a lot of fun. August is going to be a bit quieter on the dancing front, so I hope to get some stitching time in. But that's why I didn't find the time earlier to make an update for you guys. I'm sorry. But I'm back, and since it has been 2 months, I have made some decent progress on my WIPs. So there is quite a lot to show. I'm gonna do a WIP update for you guys, and I'm also finally gonna do Brian C. Super Stitcher's Super Tag. I'm a big Marvel fan, a big superhero fan. I've been meaning to do this tag for a long time, and I'm finally gonna do it in this update video. But first things first, let's talk about my WIPs. In my last video, I told you that I was gonna focus on 3 projects for the rest of 2016. And among those were 2 new starts. My first ever Mirabilia, my first ever speciality stitches, Spanish Diamonds by Northern Expressions Needlework, and my beloved Harry Potter giant cross stitch. I've worked quite a lot on those, especially on the first 2. And I have to say that this focusing on just a few projects is really feeling nice. You get the idea that you actually get something done. So that's good. First up is my red by Mirabilia, or in my version, blue red. You may remember her from last time. This is the conversion by Stitching Smiley over at Blogspot. I will put a link in the description box if you're interested. I'm stitching this in a very loose stitch along with my Instagram friend Opal, the Hyper Monkey. This is my first Mirabilia. This is also my first time doing a huge conversion. And I've done quite a bit on her. So let's have a look. Last time you saw her, I had only put a few stitches in. And now, here she is. I started in the center, here, and I'm working my way up the underside of her cloak. This is her silver glove. This is her right arm, looking at it mirrored, sorry. And this is the top of her cape. It's this part. She is a beauty. And like I expected, and I told you last time, I thought she was going to be quite the challenge, and she definitely is. She is a challenge to me in 2 ways. One is the fabric, and second is my new best frenemy blended colors. I'm stitching her to start with the fabric on a 32 count Murano opalescent in the colorway Icicle by Crafty Kitten. I hope you can see it sparkle. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fabric. Crafty Kitten has really done a great job on that. But I have discovered that 32 count opalescent is a very different beast than normal 32 count Murano. I love the sparkle, and I think it will fit her very well in the end. But I find that the holes are tinier for some reason. And I also find that, especially in evening light, the holes are tinier to see. I don't know exactly why that is. It may just be me, or it may be the way how the sparkle is woven into the fabric. But luckily, early on, the lovely Adele advised me to try a smaller size needle. I normally stitch with a size 26 needle, and for blue red I'm using a size 28 needle now, and that has definitely helped. So once again, Adele, thank you so much. That was really good advice. So yeah, the fabric it's going better now, but it was quite a struggle in the beginning. And then what I have really found out is that I don't like blended colors. I know Mirabilias tend to have blended colors in them. The original red version of red has blended colors as done by Nora Corbett. And also Stitching Smiley's blue conversion has quite a few blended colors. They are so far here in the underside of her cape. And holy freaking hell, there are blended colors in her skin tones. Oh, my arm is getting tired. Let's see if I can find... Ooh! Okay. Let's see if I edit that out, yes or no. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find a way to be a bit more comfortable with my hands here. There you go. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking to you about my newfound love-hate relationship with blended colors. I've been a bad girl and I have already swapped out one of the blended colors in the underside of the cape here. There was a combination of, if I'm not mistaken, dark blue 813 with medium to light blue 826, and it just didn't like it. I just didn't like how it looked at all. Even if I held it at a distance, it was just, ugh. I have discovered that I get pretty anal about blended stitches. I get so very precise with my railroading. I want every stitch to have, you know, the same color, to have them lay the same on the top leg. It's just, I don't like it. And that's me. I mean, that's not a problem of Mirabilia or of this conversion. That's just me. I don't like blended colors. And like this one, this lighter blue one, is a combination of 825 and 826. They are colors that are pretty close together. So, you know, it's not so much of a problem with that. But there are more blended colors in her, and they are in her skin tones. Let me show you up close. I'm stitching her skin 1/1. And 1/1 is already something that all of us stitchers moan about. Even though the effects are beautiful, and even though, you know, it will be lovely to see in the end. This is the second time that I'm stitching skin tones 1/1. The first time that I did that was on Joan Elliott's Iris Fairy, and that was stitched on a non-opalescent 28 count, and this is, like I told you, a 32 count opalescent. My God! Oh, this is just a tiny little bit of skin. I mean, once I'm working my way up, I will arrive at her chest and at her neck and at her face. Not looking forward at the moment. But this little tiny bit has already given me so many headaches. There are blended colors in there. And I have to find a different way around that. I definitely recommend to all of you to watch Kelly, the Evergreen Needles, wonderful video on how she does her skin 1/1. And she basically says, guys, just don't bother with the 1/1 with a blended color, because it's just, you're not going to see the difference. And I think I agree with her. There are some parts in here, the lighter parts of her arm, that are a blended color. I think from the top of my head, it's 968 or 86 with the 754, I think. I'm not sure. And the color list is over there, so I'm not going to take it out. But I tried to be smart at some point, and I thought, you know, let's do the normal non-blended colors in 1/1 full crosses, and let's try these lighter blended colors in 2/1 10 stitch. I do not recommend that to any of you. It's horror and hell to stitch that. And I mean, you don't see the difference from a distance and not even up close, but it's just, no. I don't like how it looks. I definitely did not enjoy stitching this. And you know, stitching is meant to be a hobby, right? It's meant to be fun. And I don't mind a little challenge here and there. But this bit, oh man, this had me cursing and shouting at my project. So before I dive into the skin tones of her chest and neck and face, which have a lot of blended colors as well, I will need to find a way around that. So if you have any tips, if you have any experience with doing blended skin tones 1/1, let me know what you think. And once again, I recommend Kelly's video. Well, I've been moaning about this project now, but please be assured I love stitching on her. She is a beautiful, gorgeous lady. I love, 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 love this blue conversion. And I also love that Opal, my friend, has started somewhere here with her head and her hair. And I have started in the middle, so, you know, you see different parts of her on each other's accounts, and that's lovely. So that is my first Mirabilia. And if you want to follow us along, the hashtag that we use for it on Instagram is mirasalbluered. Then I told you in my previous video that I was also going to start another new project with a lot of new things involved, and that was my first ever specialty stitches project, Spanish Diamonds by Northern Expressions Needlework. Here you go. This is the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful design. I told you last time that this is charted for 5 different shades of blue, and I have changed the colors to 2 blues, 2 emerald greens, and 1 variegated gold, Aussie Dawn by Dinky Dyes. I've made quite some progress on Spanish Diamonds in the past 2 months, and it's going way quicker than I thought. So let's have a look. Da, 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 da. This is my progress on Spanish Diamonds, and you guys, I am in love with this project. It is such a joy to stitch on. What you see here is, how am I going to do this? Is the first horizontal band and the beginning of the first vertical band. So this is, I've started in the top left corner. I'm working my way down. I'm stitching this on 32 count, not opalescent this time. This is Summer Breeze by Pole Stitches. And I love how this is stitching up. And I love how easy this is. You guys, Northern Expressions Needleworks charts are a miracle. I have never done specialty stitches before, but this is just, it's a breeze. This is easier than my Mirabilia, and I had not expected that. The chart is so clear. It's so well structured. She explains everything. The stitch diagrams are really very easy to read. I'll show you a tiny example without actually showing the pattern itself. This is Spanish Diamonds. This is not the actual pattern, so, you know, take it easy, relax. But this is like an overview. There are 6 horizontal bands, 6 vertical bands, and then a big ass centerpiece. I'm stitching the horizontal bands in the blue shades, with the gold, and I'm stitching the vertical bands in the green shades with the gold. And once I get to the centerpiece, Lord knows when, but at some point I will arrive there, I'm gonna combine all 5 colors, and I think it's just gonna be amazing. I mean, this is so much fun. I was not expecting this to be so easy. It's really not difficult. It's really not difficult. Before I put this away, oh yeah, I wanted to show you which stitches are in the bands. The various bands have various different specialty stitches in them. I started with the blue band, this one, which has satin stitches. Wait, let me get that closer. Let me get you closer. Satin stitches here and here. Raised stitches on the outlines. The border of this and the inside frame is normal cross stitch. Diamond eyelets and partial diamond eyelets. And then the first vertical band is 4-sided stitch for the framework. Cross stitch for the border. Once again, partial diamond eyelets, the small ones you see here, satin stitch, and my new favorite stitch, diamond roads. Let's see if that will focus. This is such a fun stitch. Honestly, it looks lovely, and I like it. I like it a lot. I can't wait to work further along this vertical band and to stitch many more of those. So that's once again Spanish diamonds. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's the easiest way to put it. And then my third WIP that I'm currently working on is my beloved giant Harry Potter cross stitch by Clouds Factory. I told you in my last video that I hadn't stitched on that bad boy for months, and I was itching to get back to stitching him. And I'm enjoying it immensely. I'll put a picture in of where I was last time you saw it. And here is Harry Potter at the moment. There you go. As you can see, I have finished the HP in Petite Treasure braid. I finished Harry, Ron and Hermione. I am moving into Slytherin corner for the swirly banner, and I have started on the Ravenclaw banner yesterday. I think it was either Mamula or Adele? May have been Lindy Stitches? I don't know. But somebody commented on how insanely boring and tedious these house banners are. And they are, but you know, I am halfway done, and this is my house. This is Ravenclaw house. So I'm just gonna power through them. I just love this stitch. I'm stitching it on, once again, 32 count Murano in light blue, and oh man, this is just pure fun. This is pure fun. I can put Flosstube in the background. I can put a movie or the Harry Potter audiobooks or movies in the background, and it's good fun. So that is my WIP update. Like I said, I really like how I'm focusing on 3 pieces now, and yeah, I have the feeling that I've done quite something in the past 2 months. I know that it's nothing compared to you awesome, wonderful people who stitch away for hours every night, but as you know by now, my life looks a little bit different than that, and I'm very happy with the progress that I've made. And now it is time for Brian C. Super Stitcher's Super Tag. I've printed out the questions, so excuse me for looking down. I'll put the link to Brian's video in the description box below if you want to visit it. Brian, thank you. This is already reading the questions. I had a smile on my face. This is good fun. Here we go. First question is Robin. What is something you started or stitched that is completely not your style, but for some reason grew on you? I think I would have to go with Joan Elliott's Iris Fairy. This one. You haven't seen her in a while, so this is Joan's Iris Fairy. And the reason I'm going with her is because she is the one WIP that I have that I did not instantly fall in love with. I may have told you in one of my previous videos that I'm the kind of stitcher who tends to fall in love at first sight with a design. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm usually fairly certain that I will never ever want to stitch that design. I've also told you in my second video where I showed all my WIPs that the Iris Fairy was something that grew on me, and that had mostly to do with, let me show it again here, her gray silver hair. I have changed that to brown. She's gonna be a brunette in the end. And ever since I had that idea in my mind, I was wanting to stitch her. But she took a couple of times seeing her on Flosstube or on Instagram before she clicked with me. Question 2, Iron Man. Yay, Iron Man. Love yourself. Say something nice about your stitching, your best stitchy quality. For instance, do your stitches lay very flat? Do your beads always sit perfectly, or do you stitch very quickly? Well, I don't stitch very quickly at all. I am a very slow stitcher. I have not beaded yet. There are a few projects in the can that will require beads, but I haven't yet arrived at that point. People do tend to say about me that my stitches are very neat, which I like. Thank you. But I think the thing I like most about my stitching is that I have a very particular style, a very recognizable style. You guys all know how much I love the color blue. You guys all know that I tend to pick up projects that feature the color blue heavily. And it happens on a regular basis now that I get messages on Instagram or on Facebook from people, telling me, Mika, I've seen this design on here or here, and it made me think of you. Here is the link. Maybe you would be interested. And that is so cool, It's such a wonderful idea to think that somebody maybe halfway across the world is browsing a stitching website. They see a beautiful blue design and it makes them think of you. That's wow. So yeah, I really like that. Question 3, the flash. What is your quickest finish? That is a birthday card I made for my friend Simona last year. That only took me 14 days. It was a very small stitch. I think I showed it to you in my second video with my WIP updates and fully finished objects. The Joker, question 4. Show us your craziest back. That has to be Mini Celia, the piece I used for the second Heaven and Earth challenge. I've shown the back of Mini Celia in my previous video, but just for fun, I've taken her out again. This is the front of Mini Celia, as you may remember. And the back is a monster. Here you go. This is the piece that we used for the cross-country stitching challenge. And as a result of that, you have all these long blue-green trailing threads on the back. And especially when you get to her eye, oh man. Insanity. Insanity. But she's looking great at the front, so, who cares? Question 5. The Hulk. What is your largest WIP? That is obviously Harry Potter, the giant version. I don't know the dimensions by heart, and I think it's a good thing that I don't. Otherwise, it would scare me to death. Question 6. Batman versus Superman. Do you prefer projects with very few colors or a lot? I think both. For instance, Spanish Diamonds has only 5 colors, and I have the feeling that I'm flying through that project. But I also like it when projects have a lot of colors. Harry Potter has a lot of colors. Actually, I think that I am exclusively a big project stitcher. Apart from the birthday card that I made for my friend Simona last year, I am yeah, I exclusively stitch big projects. I think the smallest thing I did, apart from that birthday card, was Satsuma Street, Pretty Little Barcelona. And ever since, I've been working on big things. And big things, you know, tend to have a lot of colors, which I like. I think, yeah, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with a lot of colors. And the final question, Wonder Woman, tell us the truth. Who is your favorite superhero? Oh, I'm gonna cheat on this one. I'm not gonna name my favorite superhero. I'm gonna name my favorite supervillain, and that is Loki. Loki is by far my favorite character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love that guy. They are currently filming the third installment of Thor Ragnarok, and I can't wait for the first pictures and footage to leak online. He is by far my favorite Marvel character ever. And that was the super tag. Thank you, Brian, once again. It's been a fun tag. Thank you for the creativity you showed in coming up with all these comparisons. It's been good fun. There's one other tag that I want to do, which is the currently very popular behind the scenes tag by Jessie Marie. But I'm going to save that for another video because this is already running over 26 minutes. If I find the time, fingers crossed, I want to record that somewhere next week and put it up on Flosstube as well. So that is it for now. I hope you all have a wonderful stitchy day. I hope you've been happily stitching away while listening to this, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye, my friends.